I'm here in Slovenia. We're in the western side of the Triglavski mountain range, and we're going to start a walk from the village of, or just above the village of Krasji Vrh, which is just north of the town of Krasji Vrh. Hoping that we will be able to get to a high level plateau called a planina, where the farm we're staying in make their summer cheeses. We're starting off in what are essentially field systems, very traditional, and we'll be walking up to somewhere up here onto the summit, which is about 1700 meters, and we're just outside of the national park of Triglav at the moment, but we'll see how the walk goes. Almost immediately after leaving the road, a few hundred meters from the car parking, we're into a proper hill walking track with lots of loose stones, lots of butterflies flying, marbly thing there. I actually don't know what it is. Could be marbled white of some sort or variety. Lots of aster type flowers, scabious, and other things that I really should look at but haven't immediately got hold of in my head. We're going through a bit of pine. We've already walked under some hazel and some walnut with the ash, elder and wild privet. We're looking across to the Italian border immediately over that hill. That hill I understand is called Mataya, and the village of Krasji and Krasji Vrh, which is where we came from there, in the town of Krasji Vrh, behind that lump. Back walking on a short section of road. This is the symbol we're looking to follow for our journey to the top.
Is that the trail mark then?
Trail marker, and we're going to be on and off this road until we get up to a more significant part where we leave the mountain, but we've got a bit of nice shade right now. Walking under the shade of these beech trees, occasionally hearing small bird calls. It's actually very hot, so I'm glad we've got some shade right now. And been spotting lots of butterflies. I don't really know what any of them are, but there's lots flying. I have seen things I do know, like speckled wood and some kind of fritillary. I found a guide to butterflies of Slovenia, but the path's just a footpath, which is more direct than the zigzaggy road that we're otherwise not on, because A, it's a road and it's more exposed, but also it's really gravel track. Probably be great for gravel bike riding, and we haven't got those. We're not going to a waterfall today, not that I know of, but waterfalls in Slovene seem to be called slap, as their shortened version of fall or waterfall, or whatever the translation is. And Alfred spotted an ant, big ants.
Bigger than our wood ant.
But hopefully we'll get some waterfalls tomorrow, perhaps. Viewing back southwards through the trees. Still going up through these shady beech forests, and glad of the shade. It's very, very warm. Alfred's found a good place to rest.
Very good place to rest. It's got armrests.
Armrests and everything.
No footrest.
He's definitely the speediest of us all. We found a split in the path here to Planina Zaprikraj, or Zaprikraj, Zaprikrai, something like that, is where the cheese is made in the high pasture. And Krasji Vrh is the mountain we're trying to climb up. And there's a more fresh sign here which indicates the cheese is only 10 minutes away at the Planina Zaprikrai. Cheese. And that's the place that we are hoping to come back down to after we've been up the top of the mountain. Krasji Vrh, the quite a rocky, more bouldery section we're going through. Still following the path. It's not massively heavily trodden, I don't think. Talking of heavily trodden, I'm in my Vivo barefoots, and they're the Forest Tracker ESC, which I've had for about 2.5 years now, and they've got a bit of bite on this sole, a bit of tread, give me some grip when needed. I treat them with a quick wash wipe, just water, and then some Reniper beeswax treatment, and they stay fresh. They're not hot in the summer, they're not cold in the winter, so they really are like a slipper, but a slipper that you can climb mountains in, or certainly walk in. I wouldn't say they're not proper mountaineering boots by any means, and they are a forest tracker. The latest version of these, I think, has got a bit more of a rubber rand coming up over the toe box. So if and when these finally give up, which will be sometime yet, I hope, then I'll see what models are out there. But these are fantastic, all leather boot. Got a slight fabric to the back of the tongue, a bit of padding from the laces, but really leather all round, apart from the rubber sole, Michelin rubber sole, and they've been great. We're getting closer to a tree line, I think, and there's an insect, possibly a cicada, possibly a cricket, making a very ratchety noise. High in the tree, so I think it must be cicada. We've got a split in the path here. Route to the north side, which is supposed to be our best route up, and this to our left is supposed to be our best route down. And I was just saying that we've got to 1450 meters, which means if the mountain top of Krasji Vrh is supposed to be 1770 something meters, then we've got about 320 meters to go, something like that. A short moment ago we changed from a beech forest through a bit of spruce, and we're out on a section between spruce areas and open grassland.
Oh, look at that.
In the background you've got the mountain of Kern, or however it's pronounced, Krn, Kern.
Kern.
And that's over 2,200 meters high to its summit. But just on this flank of the mountain we're on, just notice this row of terraced building wall. Some historic structure, must have been important to people in the past, but now being dominated by the change to a spruce area.
Ants everywhere, stupid ants.
We're definitely near to the top now, leaving the tree line soon. The landscape's much more open in patches, and then got more scrubby young little pines, or whatever growth form these pines are, and then the sort of remnants of the spruce and some stunted young seedling spruce in this next phase. We're getting a bit more breeze. Alfred's helping Rose. We're carrying 2 bags.
She's got rocks in there.
But hopefully we'll have some lunch soon. It's now nearly 1 o'clock, so we've been walking for 3.5 hours. Noticed a huge rift in the limestone here, and it really does disappear down into a steep cave crack. I hadn't realised until I'd actually walked past it. The path's quite narrow. You could easily trip and stumble, and gosh, it would hurt, if not be fatal, to fall down there. It really drops and disappears away. Fun, hey Alf?
Yeah.
Just stopped and had a bit of lunch. Crackers and cheese and some antipasti. Unfortunately we were already left the tree line by that point. Had a great view behind us towards Italy and south. It's baking hot, not much cooler despite having climbed higher. And now I'm having to start up again. It's probably only 500 meters further to the top as the crow flies, or whatever the griffin vulture flies around here. But trying to get my legs started again, it's not easy. And I've actually, crazy, changed into a long sleeve shirt because the sun is really beating down, and I'm feeling it. Anyway, the top, it's just up there, so we're not far. Looking towards Köln now, and only a few hundred meters up further when we were, but we got to this First World War area where there had been intense fighting between the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Italians, fighting through these mountain regions. It was part of intense battling that we didn't really hear about much of in Northern Europe, but it's all counted in some ways in Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms, a very worthwhile read. But there's concrete structures and walling structures here, and over there is a bunker hole where they must have been using these for defensive purposes when the Austro-Hungarians, who would have been the local Slovenians as well, were trying to defend their land from Italians, or the Italians were defending their land. It was all a very pointless, mixed up geopolitical nonsense, as so much of war is. And it's very sobering to be here, having just read Ernest Hemingway's book. Oh my gosh, this is the big reveal. That's mountains. I think this might be Triglav. I'm going to get my app out to show me, Peak Finder app. Now just to the eastern side of the view that I just showed, and this cave might have been a place where artillery or some kind of bombs might have been stored when the war was being undertaken. It's probably been in action at some point. Quite what this place saw, I do not know. But these caves were hacked into these limestone areas where they would be defensive. Alfred's taking me into another one of these store areas, hefted out from the First World War for shelter and storage. This is probably First World War remnants of metal and things that were brought up here for the soldiers who were fighting. This was probably a little vantage point out over these mountains.
Is that Triglav?
No, Triglav's just out to the right over this way.
What one's that one?
Mangert or something like that, yeah.
Did you use your peak finder?
Yeah, I used Peak Finder. Now there's a series of other bits of implementation, and you can see the walling over there and things that are all part of this installation. And there was an Italian war memorial just on the other side, which I walked past when I was filming the earlier part of this video. But there's bits of metal that have obviously been incorporated in to reinforce or create structure here. And this concreting pillar. And these would have acted as shelter and storage for the soldiers who were stationed here, and the very intense fighting that they would have then undertaken. It's hard to imagine. There's Rose. There's a short bit of scrambly type climbing to go up here. It's not much at all, but it's just means you have to use a bit more thought over where you're putting your hands and legs as we're climbing out of the First World War area and getting closer to the top. Another wow view. That was Kern. There's Managert. Got house martins flying over us. I thought they might be crag ones, but they're house martins. Looking down to Bovich and another series of massive mountains and all this wooded hillside as well. It's an incredible landscape. I just honestly can't get enough. I love Slovenia. I love the Alps. Yes, I'm out of breath. Yes, that is very nearly the summit, and very nearly we'll have the view south to Italy. Ooh, I am very puffed. 1700 metres. Oh gosh, that's a cliff, isn't it, Alf? Yeah. Come away from that edge.
I would be caught by that, I reckon. Up there it's sheer, I think.
Real ridge. The other mountain I do know the name of is this one, Mattia, and that is the Italian border. So here is the top of Krasji Vrh. No, Alfred. Mattia is there. Kabarid is the town you can see in the bottom, and this is the summit. We're staying down behind here in Krasji Vrh, and here's Kern. There are still these Monk's Hood type things, but Alfred, you summited first.
Yeah.
Here's your...
Which way's Kabarid?
You can see Kabarid.
Oh, it's down there.
Yeah, to the south. So to the north we've got Triglav,
over there,
Mangert, and Komlom is one of many up there,
well,
above the town of Bovich, which we've now passed.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think we're heading down this way, so we'll head that way in a short while. We'll just wait for Mum.
We'll get a rock to sit on.
We've seen quite a few paragliders, but there's a hang glider here as well. There's a few up. One's here and drifting down into what's effectively quite a strong drifting wind. And there's another one off the top of Kern as well. And there's been quite a few swallowtails, and we've seen those at the top. There's a whole cacophony of crickets and things, grasshoppery things making some noises. I've probably just scared this one off. I can't see it.
It's right there, to the left of that rock.
I can't see it.
Or it will do when it moves its
Anyway, the GoPro probably won't pick it up anyway. But yeah, the crickets and things have been making a lot of noise. And this is the Socha River running down past the village and town of Kabarid, where we were getting ice creams and things yesterday, supplies, our main shops are down there. And Kern has been in cloud all day, and it still is. So anyone up there in the mountain hut that's there probably hasn't had the greatest of views unless they came off the mountain. We're on the way down now, heading down towards the Planina, where we're hoping to get some fresh cheese. If it's possible, we'll get there when it's milking time and we'll see the cows being milked. Apparently they milk them at 4 PM and it's 3:30 now, so whether we'll get there in time is another thing, but it'd be nice to get there. You never know, the Planina farmer might even have cold beer that we can buy from him, which would be most welcome before the final push down. I've had a great time doing this walk. It's very achievable. I think we were told it would take 3 hours, but it's taken us about 5 with the slowness of our pace and enjoyment of the views. So it was great to do. After a lot of very bare limestone and stiff grasses on the descent, we're just hitting back onto the tree line now. So this might be our last high level view of the Socha Valley. Kabarid just out of sight behind those bushes. Mataje is clear, summit top. The village we started from, Krasji Vrh, is down there. We've got to get back to our car that's down there to start. Kern, still in mountain cloud. And we're hoping that we're going to get to the Planina down here soon. I'm not sure where my last video update was, but we were somewhere on the way down hoping to get to the Planina for the cheese making. Well, we found that we descended about 450 meters and my son had lost his phone and he wasn't sure where he left it. So me and him went back up all the way to the top of the mountain, and that was about an hour and a half of going up searching and then finding it at the very top and then coming back down to meet up with the others. And it's been a very long descent and we're now just hitting the 10 hours into the whole route and we're very nearly back at the car. We've all completely exhausted ourselves. As we were coming back down, the whistling is to stop the bears coming, but we're right near the car now. We're completely out of water. We have been for about an hour and a half and I'm feeling very parched and thirsty and dehydrated, but that is the end of the journey and I will see where I get to with all of this in terms of recovery and rehydration. But we did it. You can see the sun's gone down, all the misty mountains. We are right back by the car. Kern's still in cloud, but we've been up to 1,768 meters and we did it. We found a water tap which works
and very nice and refreshing.
It's so refreshing, so much needed.
So good.
We really needed to wash wash ourselves. I've virtually got no brain power left and ran out of water about 2 hours ago. But we're back at the car. The walk is done. Yeah. Refresh time.